G'day guys, Ash from Fusion Fab Industries. Just going to run you through just a bit of a DIY on how to change the transfer case input gear. So first things first, 12mm socket. We'll rip all these bolts out. Right, so this cover's typically glued on, so it's going to be a bit dangerous. I've got this sort of balancing, so nice and easy. Cover off. So the transfer case gear has a synchro underneath it, so if it doesn't come out straight away, we might just rotate it around just so it's got a bit of freedom. Now we just need to be careful because on the inside of the lay shaft here, there's like half moon needle roller bearing packs. So put him up there. These are the two that I'm referring to, the half moon needle rollers. We've just got to be careful that they don't fall into the transfer case because you'll have to fish them out with magnets. And that won't be fun for anybody. Now, what we do is we'll grab our new transfer case input gear and spacer. So supplied spacer for the GU transfer cases, and a brand new transfer case gear supplied with our transfer case adapter kits for BMW ZF transmissions. So that's splined to suit the 43 tooth ZF. So that's all there. I'll fit the new bearing and circlip and stuff from this one onto here, and we'll put him back in. Rightio guys, so we're just going to press our new bearing onto our new gear. Probably worth noting, I've got a 72mm press tool here, which actually sits on the inner race of the bearing. Don't press from the outside. Alright guys, just when we do this, we will need to use the factory circlips. So the one that holds the bearing on and also the bearing retainer, this outside one that holds it into the transfer case. So just got some flag tipped, king chrome of all things, not a sponsored post that one. And we'll just pop that off. Careful that this doesn't go yeeting across the workshop. One, and just this one. This one will just get slipped onto the outside of the new bearing. There we go. Rightio guys, got our new bearing pressed onto our new gear. I should probably note, when I have these manufactured, we manufacture them with the groove up high as per a GQ. So with a GU, for example, we'll need to go, so bearing right down the very bottom, hard up against the helical gear. Supplied spacer. Okay, just to take up that little bit of slack, and then we fit our OE retaining circlip back on again as per standard. Clip him in, so that's on. So bearing, spacer, circlip, and we'll put the big one, the big retaining one back on the outside. Done. That, now ready to fit back into the transfer case. Rightio. Now, just a little bit of clean up. Now it's probably a good time to change the input shaft seal if you wanted to, but this one feels nice and soft, so just give it a bit of a re-grease when we install it back on. Alright, now that that's all nice and clean, I'll just put a little bit of gasket silicone on here, just on the cover, just preemptive for when we go to glue it back on. Let's see how shaky we can be. Now, you will notice it's a bit hard to change the camera angle, but you will notice just on the shaft here, once you've got it apart, there is like so there's a synchro and like a synchro sort of mating ring. Just rotate this around so it lines up so you can see the clear path for the meshing teeth. Make a bit more sense when you're there. Now the half moons, what we'll do with the half moons, a little trick, we'll just get some wheel bearing grease or just any old grease that you've got. Probably also worth noting, no need for a new Welsh plug in here. So the ZF transfer case, or the ZF transmission is actually a sealed unit for the output shaft. So there's no oil coming through. So yeah, not required for a Welsh plug. Feel free to put one in if you like, but definitely not required. So just a little bit of grease, not much. Oh, yeah, cooked it a little bit there. This little bit of grease will just help hold these needle rollers in position while we position it back onto the transfer case. Alrighty. Just line it all up and rotate it as you fit it in. Bob's your uncle. Just make sure that the actual transfer case can rotate around that input gear. And I'm happy. Now, while we've got the grease out, we will put a little bit of grease on the input seal. General rule of thumb here is just to make sure it fills the valley. Make sure that's all nice and uniform. Make sure we haven't dislodged the silicone, and then we'll just put them back on. Put all our bolts back in and we'll just do them all up to OE specification. I don't have that handy on me right this very second, but I will note it either on the screen on the video or in the fitting instructions. So we'll just quickly buzz them up and then we'll just run a torque wrench around them when I have the specifications, and job done. Ready to fit it onto the transfer case adapter. So, thanks guys.